people where everyone looks at me. You know.
I like that you assume that I would make you uncomfortable around.
If you sat and talked about shit, you would. But
I wouldn't do that at a party at Jeff Garlin's
house. To me, this
house.
is a party at your house.
Yeah.
Okay, why are you talking about shit?
Because we talked about colon. I think you said you had a. I thought you said I'm a right spider.
You did. You steered it that way.
All right. Prostate exam. 90% ugh. 10% ooh. That's all I wanted to say.
Good joke.
That's
but by the way,
all I wanted to say 5 minutes ago.
Could have, and that would have been great. And I like that joke.
Well, you should have let me get to it sooner.
Okay. I'm sorry if I delayed you.
Did you want to be an actor first or a comic first?
I wanted to be probably an actor first. Although I knew when I was 8 years old that I wanted to be a comedian. I saw Jimmy Durante when I was 8. 1970 in Chicago, downtown Chicago. I saw Jimmy Durante, and on the way home, I asked my parents if that was a job. They said yes. I said, that's the job that I want.
You saw him live?
Yeah.
Like he was just like touring?
Performing, yeah.
And your parents, you have very cool parents.
Yes, very cool.
Is it because they couldn't find a sitter, or they thought this would,
no,
or was it just everything was wholesome? I didn't even mean to be funny, but like that's just was whole.
Yeah,
that's kind of humor was.
Yeah, and he did family style humor.
It's like when I was 8, my parents took me to see Apocalypse Now because my sister wouldn't babysit me.
That's funny.
It's fucking
and that
diabolical.
Your behavior on lots of
and
levels.
Stripes in the same. I think it was the same
double
summer.
feature.
Yeah. So I like giant
Lee
tits.
Harvey, you are a
madman.
Yeah.
Jimmy Durante, I'm assuming he was amazing to an 8-year-old Jeff Garlin.
I was just watching him was amazing, but I also liked watching the people. I was watching their reactions too, and I got off on the whole thing. I thought it was great.
I love the innocence of asking your parents, "Is that a job?" Like that. I love.
And they said it was. I go, "That's a job that I want." But as years went on, I still wanted to do that. But it was like John Belushi. I wanted to be John Belushi. When I was in high school.
I'm glad you were not.
Yeah.
Because you're very valuable to us, my friend.
Thank you, Maria.
When did you guys finish Curb Your Enthusiasm that you're here and not playing softball in Central Park with Rosie O'Donnell right now?
We finished filming last summer in New York, and then we shot here in L.A. till like November.
How'd you meet Larry?
A gentle lovemaking seminar.
Is that true?
It's completely true.
No kidding.
Yep. We were both Coxman of the Year, separate years.
How far apart were your awards?
He won like 6 years before me.
Wow. So, all right. So it wasn't like he was a senior, you were a freshman.
No. Two whole different.
Is this the one in Riverside or Fontana?
It actually was a two-nighter. First night Fontana, second night Riverside.
I didn't even know it had that kind of reach. I didn't know you could.
Yeah.
It's like a traveling show at that point.
And then you go between by Volkswagen Bug. Thank you for just exploring and heightening.
There's no end to this leash.
Larry and I met in New York when I first met you around the same time in New York.
Now, that's pre-Seinfeld.
That is, in fact...
Or instantaneous Seinfeld.
Yeah. No, Seinfeld was already on then.
Really?
Yeah. The late 80s.
When I was doing stand-up at the Comedy Cellar, when I first started getting spots, when you're like shitty and starting, they'll give you like a 1:15 in the morning spot. But it's like Greenwich Village, so there's still like 10, 12 people in the audience.
Yeah.
And they give you food and $15.
Mm-hmm.
$15.
Yep. And good
hot
food.
dog.
And good food.
Yeah, the food.
And really hot Israeli waitresses.
Yeah, if you like girls. I don't know how that's going to become somehow that's the name of the show.
That's your runner.
There you go. We tipped it though, so we let it die on the vine there. But I remember I ate it. Laura Keitlinger would do 12:45, and then I went up and did 1:15. And like anything after like 11, it's just it's a tough road to hoe. It's
very tough.
And I remember I ate it so hard, and I think I was in high school. I was a senior in high school. And I walked off, so it's like 88, and I walked off stage, and I just ate my ass for like 25, 30 minutes. It was horrible. And you stopped me in the hallway and said, "I need to talk to you." And I said, "Oh," and you go, "No, I need to talk." Do you remember this?
Yeah, I actually do.
You go, "I need to talk to you now."
Mm-hmm.
And you put your hands on my shoulders, And you said, listen to me. And I went, uh-huh. And you went, no, listen to me. And you go, look at my eyes. Look at my eye. And I yelled at me. And I finally looked at Jeff's eyes and he goes, you are fucking funny. And I was 17. You are I thought when you eat it on stage, when you die, you're not good at your job. It's over. Like you just went up and died. You're obviously not cut out for this. But you were the guy to when I came back to the dugout to go, you fucking struck out. The guy's fucking throwing 98. What are you going to do? It's a tough at bat. You fouled off enough. I saw what I needed to see. And you saying that is the only reason I'm not a bartender at the Friar Tuck Inn in Cedar Grove, New Jersey right now.
Well, I'm happy. Thank you.
Jeffrey, what's your middle name?
I remember
Jeffrey.
saying that, and I meant it because now you meet somebody, you just know. You watch somebody on stage for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter what the audience reaction is. You look and you go, "Oh, he's fucking funny," or "She's funny." That's it.
Mostly he.
Mostly. Oh God. Let's go back to talking about.
No, because there's more male comics.
There are more male comics, yes, but. The point is you can tell, and it'd be a shame for you to go home that night and lay in bed and just go, I suck.
That's where I was going.
I know, but I didn't want that to happen.
I was getting in my Toyota Tercel with the rubber seats, no frills.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just didn't want that to happen for you.
It's funny, and Buddy Hackett, not Sandy, he used to always tell me all this great stuff about stand-up, and he'd break it down to its elemental core. Mm-hmm. And one of the things was, he used to say to me, when you first do stand-up comedy, you're using 1/2 of 1% of what you'll be 10 years from that moment.
Without a doubt, yes.
But somehow someone still says, come Wednesday, there's another place where you can do 1% of your potential. It's the most fascinating group of people. Mm-hmm. And Newhart actually said, aside from living presidents, we are the smallest club walking the earth, headlining comics like this brotherhood.
Yeah.
But you knew I was funny before. What fascinates me, the point I'm getting at, and I apologize to take so long to get there, is what fascinates me about the story, and the reason I bring it up, and what fascinates me about comedy, you knew I was funny before I knew I was funny, and I'm the guy driving in from Jersey to get the $15, and you took it upon yourself to stop me in a hallway. I just find that fascinating. That an outside observer knew that,
I don't take any credit for knowing. I think anyone who had the eye or was smart in that way would know, But one thing I pride myself on to this day is being really supportive of comedians. I'm happy when comedians succeed. I'm the biggest laugher.
Yeah,
I think
you're a great laugher.
Of comics. I don't hold back. I just love comedy and I love comics so much. So for you to go home that night and just be miserable, because I remember being miserable for no reason, Now I know, everyone has their different opinions. Everyone thinks that, no, it's your fault, it's their fault, whatever. But it can always be so different. For example, I can be on stage and be as funny as can be, and the audience isn't digging me.
Yeah.
But it's their fault.
Yeah.
No, because there's other nights where I'm not that good, and they're loving me.
They pick you up.
They're wrong, too. You know what I mean? The worst feeling in the world is when you've got a great audience and you suck. Doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
But that is a feeling that kills me when I go up and the crowd is great and I just don't have it. I am just off. And that beats the shit out of me. That one screws me.
What do you think makes a guy get, well, that sounds odd, off? We know it gets a guy off. To you, it's Brazilian girls. But for some, you've been doing it, what, 20 years? 20? No.
No, right now I'm doing 29 years I've been doing it.
29 years, and you, hell yeah.
Thank you. I started when I was 20 years old.
But I don't think you go out and you are ever off. I don't think you are. If you...
No. Like I said, it's rare. It happens 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
And if one of those 2 or 3 times the audience is good, I feel
But
miserable.
off how? Like you're forgetting stuff?
Yeah, my groove. Just what was the thing that football players used to always get tested for? Like in the 70s, it was really popular. Like their
AIDS? I had to get something. I had to get the meter.
But I
going
remember
somehow.
they used to do it like on the CBS on the pregame with the Super Bowls. They would do people's something or other, testing this. But like your aura, you're just off. You're just
biorhythms. Come on, give me a little up top now, sweetie.
Good. You found it. Thank you.
Jeffrey Aloysius Garlin.
But biorhythms, your biorhythms can be off. You can be off. Your groove can be off. You're a jazz musician. You're a baseball player. Some days you just don't have it. And when the audience does have it and you don't, it's a horrible thing. Now, if the crowd sucks too, it happens. But,
I had last year, I was in the Ontario Improv, and it was the first, I always hear about like people on tour like, that fucking crowd, they picked me up, man. And I'm like, well, then you suck at your job if you need people. Like, I always thought that was bullshit, but I was, was near suicide. Like, I was, not really, but I was like, I can't fucking believe I missed the sex symposium between Fontana and Riverside, and I'm in the neighborhood. I'm at the Ontario. I'm in the Inland Empire, ready to go. I'm in the 909. Now, I don't think I can be Coxman of the Year because I don't have a lot to work with. But I'm a good learner, and I can teach and help the other guys out. And I go out on stage, and I wanted to die. Jesus Christ!
All right, so go ahead. So you're up on that.
No, you go ahead. That's great. Jeff Garlin is like human pot. Being around you just makes you happy. It's like you're Billy Connolly. There's like Colin Quinn is like that to me. If I'm just around you guys, it's like someone just blew a fucking joint in my face.
You're very nice.
It's true. You. Look at it. Look around. Everybody's smiling. You're Jimmy Durante tonight, man. Look at these people's faces. We're not even doing jokes and everybody's happy. This Argentinian guy has 9 hours of film on us. Jesus Christ. He's making a fucking documentary to take back to the motherland. Gabriel, está bien, está bien. Holy smokes. You really are the number one fan from Argentina. And he's going to edit it up. It's just going to be AIDS, Jews. Diarrhea.
AIDS, Jews, diarrhea.
AIDS, Jews, diarrhea. Remix! Chicka, chicka. AIDS, Jews, diarrhea, AIDS, Jews. And that laugh will be the beat. But I went out in Ontario and I sucked. What you said, like I was like, I sucked. Like nothing was, my timing wasn't off. The jokes weren't off. I just didn't want to fucking be there at all.
Right.
And like 3 minutes in, they were laughing disproportionately to what I was giving out, like you spoke about.
And that gives you great energy.
And when the tide comes in, all the boats go up, my man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But then there's those nights where you're fucking on and you feel great and they're just not into it. And you're like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Because I know when I'm off and I'll say to an audience, I go, no, I'm really funny tonight. I know it.
Yeah.
I am hysterical. You are completely wrong.
Audience.
You're wrong, audience.
Jeff Garlin is legendary tonight. He got everybody pregnant. Have you ever done, how long, this is a lesson it took me like until literally 2.5 years ago to learn. When the audience does suck, don't go, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Because you'll agree with me on this. 9 times out of 10, you'll go, these people fucking blow. That was way funnier. This fucking sucks. And then when you say goodnight, they all fucking stand up and they were watching a show.
Right.
They just weren't like after, punchline, set up, punchline.
But it's like one of those things like, are you having a good time? Tell your face.
Yeah, don't say that to them.
Yeah.
Because they go, what's wrong with my face? Now the next 3 minutes you say anything, they're just self-conscious. They're like, he can see my face? Did you guys know we could see your faces? Let's talk about your cubbies.
But then again,
I could talk about stand-up forever.
But one more thing about me in that situation.
Things, hopefully.
I don't really have an act, so for me, I have to call it as I see it. I have no choice but to say, what's going on? No one's laughing. But I'll laugh at that. I won't get mad. I won't be mad about it. I'll be amused about it because I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, I have nothing Like, I don't have a bit I can go to.
Right.
I can only go off me just being funny.
You're not like, fuck it, walking.
Yeah, well. I would love to do it that way. You know what? Cocksuckers picnics, huh? Get her done! Oh, dear God.
That's when people always ask me, all the time, Jeff. They're just always coming up to me and asking me.